You've felt it before. Someone is talking to you. Their words make perfect sense, but somewhere underneath, something doesn't. You can't name it. You can't point to it, but your body already knows. Something is off. What if that feeling isn't paranoia? What if it's your brain doing something it was designed to do, and no one taught you how to listen to it? Here's what most people do after they've been lied to. They go back. They replay every word, every moment, every gesture, and they think, how did I miss that? But that's the wrong question. The right question is, why did your conscious mind ignore what your unconscious mind already detected? Psychologists call this the truth bias. We are, by default, wired to believe other people, not because we're naive, because cooperation, trust, was essential to human survival for 200,000 years. Your brain is not broken. It's running an ancient program in a modern world, a world full of people who have learned to speak the language of truth while saying something else entirely. The problem isn't that you can't detect deception. The problem is that you've been taught to only listen to words, and words, of all the signals a person sends, are the easiest to control. Let's stop here for a moment, because if you've ever trusted the wrong person, this part matters. You are not a poor judge of character. You are an undertrained one. Research from Dr. Paul Ekman at UC San Francisco found that most people detect lies at only slightly better than chance, about 54% accuracy. But trained professionals, they reach 70 to 90%. The difference isn't instinct, it's attention. It's knowing where to look. It's understanding what the brain reveals, even when the mouth is trying to hide it. You were never taught to read people, but you can be. Here is what's happening inside a person when they lie. Deception is cognitively expensive. Think of it like this. Telling the truth is a single-lane road. You just drive. But lying is a highway interchange, multiple lanes, signs pointing different ways, and your brain has to manage all of it simultaneously. It has to construct the false narrative. It has to suppress the true one. It has to monitor your reaction. It has to maintain consistency. And it has to do all of this while appearing completely relaxed. That's an enormous cognitive load, and the brain, under load, leaks. This leakage is what psychologists call nonverbal leakage, a concept introduced by researchers Ekman and Vrij in the late 1960s. The idea is simple. When the mind is overwhelmed with managing a lie, the body speaks the truth in small, involuntary ways. Micro-expressions, facial movements that last less than a fifth of a second. Incongruent gestures. The head nods yes while the body pulls away. Vocal anomalies. The pitch shifts. The pace accelerates. The voice tightens. And here is the neuroscience beneath it. The limbic system, the emotional brain, activates before the prefrontal cortex, the rational, controlling brain, can catch up. That millisecond gap is where the truth lives. The liar's mask is almost perfect. Almost. So how do you actually use this? Here are 5 principles grounded in psychology, not guesswork, not tricks, not manipulation. Clarity. Before you can spot a deviation, you need to know what normal looks like for this person. Ask them easy, low-stakes questions first. How was your morning? What did you have for lunch? Watch their baseline, how they move, how they breathe, where their eyes go, how they hold their hands. This is called behavioral calibration, and it's the foundation of every professional lie detection protocol. Without a baseline, you're reading a map with no starting point. One crossed arm means nothing. One glance to the left means nothing. One pause means nothing. What matters is clustering, multiple signals appearing together, especially under the pressure of a single question. Psychologist Aldert Vrij, one of the leading deception researchers in the world, found that it's the combination of signals that predicts deception, not any isolated behavior. The body doesn't lie once, it leaks in patterns. Truthful accounts are structurally different from fabricated ones. Real memories are messy. They include random sensory details, the smell of the room, a random thought that crossed your mind, the sound in the background. Deceptive stories tend to be too clean, too linear, too rehearsed. The narrative flows perfectly because it was constructed, not remembered. This is rooted in source monitoring theory, the brain's way of tracking where its memories came from. Real experiences have rich, multisensory tagging. Invented ones often don't. Ask for peripheral details and watch what happens. Paul Ekman spent decades mapping the 43 muscles of the human face. His research on microexpressions revealed that genuine emotion appears spontaneously and symmetrically. Performed emotion tends to be delayed, asymmetrical, or poorly timed. When someone says, "Of course I wasn't there," and a flash of fear crosses their face before the words land, that gap is the signal. The emotion came first. The words tried to follow and cover it. You may not consciously register it, but your gut already did. This is why that uneasy feeling exists. Your brain saw the gap. Liars rehearse answers. They don't rehearse truth. A simple technique: ask the same question from a different angle at a different point in the conversation. Ask about the event chronologically, then ask them to describe it backwards. Cognitive interview research, developed by psychologists Fisher and Geiselman, found that truthful witnesses could recall events in any direction. Fabricated accounts often collapse or become inconsistent when reversed, because truth doesn't need a direction to hold together. A lie does. Let's bring this together into one simple model. Think of deception as a performance, and every performance has two layers, the script and the actor. The script is the words, easy to rehearse, easy to control. The actor is the body, the face, the voice, the nervous system. The actor is much harder to manage. The 5 principles you just learned aren't tricks to catch anyone. They are frameworks for watching the actor while the script plays out. Establish a baseline so you know who the actor is when they're not performing. Cluster signals, because one dropped line means nothing. A pattern of them means something. Listen to story architecture, because real memories are built, not written. Watch the gap between words and face, between emotion and explanation. Ask differently, because the rehearsed script only works from one direction. The goal isn't suspicion, it's clarity. Here is something worth sitting with. The ability to read people, to sense what's beneath the surface of a conversation, is one of the oldest human intelligences we have. It kept our ancestors alive. It maintained social trust. It made cooperation possible. But somewhere along the way, we stopped teaching it. We started living in a world of screens and text, where tone and face and body are often absent. We forgot how to look. Relearning this skill is not about becoming paranoid, it's about becoming present. The most important thing that deception research has ever found: people who are best at detecting lies aren't the most suspicious, they're the most attentive. They ask more questions, they listen more deeply, they watch what others miss, not because they distrust people, but because they genuinely pay attention to them. You already have everything you need. The signals were always there. You just didn't know where to look. Now you do.